Hi, everyone. Good Friday morning. It's 21 News. Chief Meteorologist Eric Wilhelm here. I'm doing a little update this morning on our severe weather risk for this afternoon and heading into this evening. We have a kind of an elevated risk of some heavy gusty storms because it's going to be a little bit of a bumpy transition between a very midsummer-like weather pattern that we've been in all week and a much cooler weather pattern that's going to settle in for the weekend. And sometimes at this time of the year when you have a distinct air mass change like that, it can be a little bit of a bumpy ride. Let's take a look at the radar this morning across the region. All is quiet. We had a couple of showers that moved through overnight, but right now we're in a dry interval across the region. Our cold front is this right out here, this band of rain from northern lower Michigan down through the Chicago area and heading back towards central Illinois as well. That's the cold front that's heading our way later on today. All right, oftentimes when we talk about the severe weather risk, we talk about words like slight and enhanced and moderate, and those can get kind of confusing. I like to think of it on a more of a 1 to 5 scale. And the yellow coloring here, the slight risk, is the designation from the Storm Prediction Center, which is part of the National Weather Service. And their guidance suggests that it's like a 2 out of 5 today as far as the overall risk goes for severe weather, and this includes all of eastern Ohio and into western PA. Now, how strong our storms get this afternoon may be dependent some on cloud cover today. Right now we have a partly cloudy sky, and the more sun we see this morning, the more unstable the atmosphere is likely to become as we head towards the late morning into the first part of the afternoon. So if you don't want strong storms today, you're rooting for clouds. But I do think there'll be enough intervals of sun, and it's going to be warm, and it's certainly muggy out this morning, that the atmosphere will be in pretty good shape this afternoon for the production of updrafts and thunderstorms, and we certainly have a pretty strong triggering mechanism with that front heading our way. Our timing really has not changed much since yesterday. Still think this is roughly 4 to maybe 7 or 8 at the latest, maybe more like 4 to 7 as far as that window in which we could see storms that will be capable of producing wind damage. That's the number one threat. Kind of a secondary threat would be hail. If we get some hailers, they're probably not real big hail, probably not the kind of hail that's going to cause damage or, make you file insurance claims or anything like that, but more conversational hail. That's going to be a possibility. Kind of a tertiary threat is flash flooding. I don't think there's going to be a widespread flooding problem this afternoon and this evening, but if you live in an area that has some poor drainage spots and you get a couple of thunderstorms moving over the same area, there may be some isolated problems with flooding. Again, the timing is late this afternoon, early this evening. Probably nothing happens really through midday, early afternoon. Maybe a stray shower or storm as early as 2 or 3, but I mean stray. That's not the main event. The main event is late this afternoon, so I'm going to roll this model forward to 4 o'clock. Couple of segments trying to form ahead of our main line, perhaps. Our main line back towards I-71 by about 4:30. About 5:36, it's trying to roll through our area. Now you'll notice this doesn't look super organized. There'll probably be different segments, not one just continuous line and that's it, but more like broken segments of storms ahead of and along our cold front. So again, this is 6 o'clock and then 7 o'clock. By 8 o'clock, and this is just one model, but there's pretty good model agreement on the timing here. By 8 o'clock, by sunset at the absolute latest, we're pretty much out of the woods. So this is like a 3-4 hour window in which we could see some heavy gusty storms, and then, wow, what an air mass change. These are not the temperatures plotted up, but the dew points, kind of a measure of how much moisture is in the air, how muggy it feels. This morning we have dew points in the 60s. By tomorrow morning at this time, dew points will be down into the lower 50s and upper 40s. That's open up the windows kind of weather. Now, it's actually going to be a little bit chilly at times tomorrow morning, and again Sunday morning, and even again Monday morning. We're not talking frost and freeze threats, but temperatures well down into the lower 40s. But it is going to be a good-looking weekend, a mix of sun and clouds tomorrow, and then mostly sunny skies for Sunday and for Monday. All right, so stay weather aware today. Keep the Storm Tracker 21 app on standby. Make sure those alerts are turned on, and we'll bring you some updates throughout the course of the afternoon. Meteorologist Ramel Carpenter is in for me this evening on 21 News at 6 and 11. I have some time off starting today, but you know me, if there's severe weather threatening, I can't really totally be off the grid, so I'm going to be paying some attention to the weather this afternoon, so I'll be posting some updates on Facebook and on Twitter. In the meantime, have a great rest of your Friday.